Hello, here are Joe and Bro, and today we're having a special guest. He is...
SpongeBob SquarePants. The animals we have in our homes are just pets, and they are part of the family. And it may not always be the case, but often these animals win a special place in our hearts, whatever the species. Sometimes the better, the more unfamiliar the animal you raise. And there are many who spend large amounts of money in exchange for an unusual animal. Would you like to know what is the most expensive pet of all time? Here are the 5 most expensive animals in the world. Like lions and tigers, this type of lion is very rare because it is not a different species of lion, but belongs to the African lion family, but its color has changed to this very rare form, which is called a lulu. I don't know, causing this white color, which is the same as what happened with the golden python with the recessive gene, which it makes it extremely rare, and therefore it lives in limited parts of the world, such as the Temperbatten Nature Reserve in South Africa, as well as some nature reserves in South America according to African beliefs. This all makes its price reaches more than $150,000. But in the case of white tigers, the matter is very similar, but as a result of a prevalent characteristic, the scarcity of this tiger and the increasing demand for it has made its price reach $100,000. And therefore this animal is one of the most difficult animals getting in the world. Labrador Retriever, you may be wondering why we put a dog of this type on that list. Let me tell you that this dog is not like any other dog, since it is the first dog to be cloned and sold. Sometimes the death of your best friend is heartbreaking. And this is how this couple felt in Florida after they missed their dog, at the age of 11, after suffering from cancer, which caused them great grief, until they reached a solution, which is to clone the dog, and therefore they contracted with a company in South Korea that genetically cloned this dog, and they spent $155,000 and currently estimated at $16 million. Butterflies and beetles, just as there are people that love reptiles, there are also those who love insects, and they're willing to pay any amount for such a beetle called lux service, which the Japanese spend $89,000 for it. But the most expensive insect sold so far is the blue butterfly. But this butterfly is the most unique because it has 5 wings, which led to the price of this butterfly at $195,000. The Camel! The high income resulting from selling petrol, skyscrapers, or cars didn't make Arabs forget the main symbol of their past, which is the camel. But unlike before, where the camel was evaluated for its speed in many of the races that were carried out in those countries, but now it is evaluated on the basis of the beauty of its appearance, which is a strange thing. In 2008, a record was broken after the camel Mabrok scored as the most beautiful camel in the world, which is the most expensive ever. 4 million euros for the camel that won the race. And in second place was the female camel Mary, which sold for $2.5 million. It's crazy. Pegasus. Equestrian is one of the most profitable activities in the world, due to the races that make a lot of money or sell horses, where the price of some thoroughbred horses reaches millions of dollars. And there are many examples such as the green monkey horse, which was sold at an auction for $16 million and thus became the most expensive horse in the world that was sold in an auction. But we cannot talk about the sale of the most expensive horses in the world, such as the Sheriff Dance horse, which was bought by the Prince of Dubai for $40 million. These sums seem very large, but wait until you hear the price of the most expensive horse ever. And he is Pegasus, who was distinguished by his strength in racing and therefore was bought for $70 million. Does it seem logical to you that all this money for me is SpongeBob? Absolutely not. Tell me in the comment.